Dah live dah.
Nanti kan Kamil ke apa ataupun Fatin ke ataupun Chats ke mungkin akak nak try tanya macam berapa orang yang MO ataupun HO, lepas tu kontrak mungkin diorang tak nak mengaku kot lah kontrak atau permanent, tapi HO and MO lah. I just want to have like numbers lah, whether macam what should I advertise on.
Kak Ni, kalau Kak Ni tanya sebab kita tak boleh, I mean, I tak tahulah akan ada lag ke tak kan dekat Facebook. Kalau akak tanya tu, diorang kalau nak show of hand pun maybe dekat komen lah. Tapi so, maybe akan lag by usually by 15 second.
Okay, boleh.
So macam mungkin takut lama tunggu nak tunggu jawapan dia.
Rasanya macam akak just continue and then nanti probably like macam dah ramai dah jawab, nanti mungkin kata okay at the moment ada 15 orang houseman, 16 orang MO, and then MO ialah majority contract. At least korang cakap roughly macam tu lah. Walaupun akak dah continue the next slide. Okay, akak awal lah akak tanya and then kata okay, we would appreciate it if you can tell me the numbers lah, you guys apa semua-semua kan, as in like MO ke HO, contract ke permanent, because at least I know what to focus on lah nanti. Tak tahulah, kami mungkin tak boleh nampak kot, mungkin Fatin ataupun Cakap kot, sebab someone has to take care of FB kan. Are you looking at FB juga ke, Kamil?
Tak, I tak buka Facebook.
Kan. So mungkin Fatin ataupun Chat.
Kak Ni, diorang kata dah start dah dekat Facebook live.
Okay, baik.
Tak ni. Tapi kita akan start pukul 9 jugalah.
Okay, baik. Nak start beritahu
Okay. Sekarang 8:51.
Kamil tak full. Kamil punya dahi terpotong.
Oopsie. Okay.
Ke belakang ke ataupun ke depan sikit.
Ataupun
screen.
Dekat screen. Tu pun tak full lagi juga. Okay.
Link FB ada? Boleh tengok kat MMed.
Sekejap
Takutnya Dr. Iqbal pun ada ni. Dr. Iqbal ni sifu akak ni takutnya. Konsultan je masuk. MO-nya mana? MO houseman mana? MO-nya mana? MO houseman.
Okay, insyaAllah kita tunggu dalam 5 minit lagi, lepas tu kita akan start lah. Okay, sekarang dah pukul 9. So insyaAllah kita akan start lah. So Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Thanks to everyone for finding time and visiting tonight's webinar. My name is Mariam Kamila Muhammad Fauzi. I'm a medical officer in the ONG department in HPPM Serdang. Tonight I will be the moderator for this webinar, which is the second webinar organized by Heart about the pathways for various medical careers. Before we start, let me explain how you can talk to us during the webinar. Our speaker will present her sharing for the first 2 minutes or so, And in between, if you have any questions during the presentation, you can just write them in the comment section, and we will go through them during the Q&A session after the presentation. Tonight's topic will be about Road to MMed and MRCPCH by Dr. Nurdiana Binti. A little bit about our speaker tonight. Dr. Nurdiana graduated from University College Cork Island in 2011. She pursued her housemanship in Malaysia and became a medical officer in Hospital Langkawi, Hospital Kuala Lumpur and Hospital Selayang before pursuing her postgraduate journey. She obtained her MRCPCH in 2017 and Dr. Paed UKM in 2019. Without further ado, I would like to invite our remarkable speaker, Dr. Diana, to proceed with the sharing. Please welcome.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to all who's attending already and probably will look at this after the live is already over. So I am grateful for the heart team, Dr. Hani Shazni, and then Dr. Kamil, Mariam Kamila, as well as Dr. Fatin to invite me to give a talk to our junior doctors on becoming a pediatrician in the future. Okay, I'm also very honored that one of my teacher, Dr. Iqbal from KPJ Damansara, is also here to listen to this. And I hope everyone gets inspired to do what you guys want to do, especially in the field of pediatrics, after listening to my talk. Okay, as Dr. Kamil said, at first I graduated from University College Cork in Ireland, and then 2011. Then I came back to Malaysia to do my housemanship for 2 years in Hospital Ampang, 2011 to 2013. Then I was posted in a district place in Hospital Langkawi. I was a medical officer for 9 months that time, even though I had my MRCPCH Part 1. But because there isn't availability of posts in pediatrics in Hospital Langkawi that time, I had to become a medical internal medicine medical officer for 9 months. And it was a very challenging time for me because I didn't like medicine to be honest, but I learned a lot in medicine. So I was there for another 3 months doing pediatrics. Then I decided to come back to Malaysia, to Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur. Then I joined HKL as a medical officer in unitology. Then I decided to quit KKM and join UITM as a trainee lecturer. And then I had a stint of being a pediatric medical officer in Hospital Selayang for 3 months before I joined masters in HUKM for 4 years there in Cheras. Then I became a pediatrician. Now I'm working as a pediatric lecturer in UITM as well as a pediatrician in Hospital Selayang. So I'll share my screen to talk about. Okay. Can you see my screen? Kamil? Kamil, can you see my screen?
Boleh.
Okay.
I can see your screen. I think dekat Facebook belum keluar lagi lah.
Okay.
Dia ada lag sikit. Okay.
Alright.
They will give it like few seconds to appear to Facebook.
Okay. So you want to be a kiddie doctor? So this hashtags are not created by me, okay? Because I follow Twitter, I follow a lot of pediatricians from overseas as well, especially from the UK, Australia, America. So to know the latest guidelines and to know like jobs available anywhere, or basically to know what's the latest trend in pediatrics probably. So now actually in the UK they are having their posting that they can choose actually what kind of specialty they want to do in their training. So this is the hashtag that is going on in Twitter since July, which is choose pediatrics and Peds Rock, so that people actually choose pediatrics as a specialty that they want to venture in. Okay. So I had my MRCPCH first, then my Dr. Paed's UKM MRCPCH in 2017 while I was doing my masters, and I finished my Dr. Pediatrics in UKM in 2019 in May. Okay. So you usually have to ask yourself, why do you like pediatrics? You have to do something because you love something, you know, you want to do it for basically for the rest of your life, even though after you retired, probably people will come to you and ask you about why do you want to do it and stuff. Probably you have a solid reason to do this, you know, like some people won't have a solid reasons, but to be honest, I just love kids and babies, and I just I when I was doing my housemanship, I noticed that when I assist my consultant as you know, like a houseman, just to retract stuff and that, I can stand so long during surgery. It becomes like you know, I can get like postural hypotension, and then just probably collapse there. And then when I was doing my internal medicine in Hospital Langkawi, I don't know, I just, to be honest, no offense to all of you as an adult, I just can't stand adult patients, because I noticed when I go there and then when I was doing my on-calls, it was very tiring. That is one thing. And then adults are, you know, they're very degil, you know, they don't want to take their medications, they don't listen to us when we tell them advice and all. So I thought, like, you know, like children are a lot better, you know, they are very you know, they are very if anything that happens, it's not their fault, it's basically other people's fault, probably the parents or probably the environment. I don't really blame the kids, to be honest. So that's why I love pediatrics. I do love kids and babies since I was in med school. Okay. So there are a lot of ways to be a pediatrician. It's not just a Malaysian entry through the masters. You have United Kingdom, you have Ireland, you have Australasia, you have United States, you have everywhere in the world. But basically, I will tell you in Malaysia and also the MRCPCH. Okay, so local, there's Master of Medicine. There are in MPEDS, Master of Pediatrics, UKM, Doctor of Pediatrics, UPM and USM is MMed Peds, and UITM is MMed Peds. Probably we will start in 2021 or 22. I'm not really sure yet, sorry. So, and then another one is the MRCPCH, is from United Kingdom. You have 3 parts of it, 1A, 1B, 2A, and Clinical 2B. And Ireland, you have membership of Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. In pediatrics, is almost the same format as the MRCPCH. So you have Australasia. If you graduated from Australia, probably you can take this. Fellowship of Royal College Australasian College of Physicians in Pediatrics and Child Health. So basically, it's a 6-year training to become a pediatrician in the Australasian countries. So you need to have current medical registration with the Medical Board of Australia and New Zealand. It's quite tough to actually get it if you don't graduate there. And also United States of America, you need to have USMLE. So the best is actually, I would like to tell my students, like if my students are hearing now, USMLE is better for you to take during your med school, and then by the time you finish your medical years, then you can actually, I don't know, if you try your luck to actually go to the United States and you know, be an intern and get residency job there. It's not impossible actually. But however, the challenges current doctors are facing in Malaysia is the, you know, the ongoing debate between contract and permanent doctors. Apparently now only permanent doctors can apply for local postgraduate training. If contract doctors apply for local postgraduate training, you have to pay your own tuition, there's no salary, and you only have on-call claims, which some of my, like one of my friend, my batch actually just live with on-call claims only, you know, so it's quite difficult, okay? And contract, basically now, KKM is saying that it will be terminated after extending another 2 years post-housemanship. Then query re-evaluation will be performed to extend the contract. So we actually, there is an article, I think 2 days back, saying that the Ministry of Health, Dr. Adham Baba, saying that only, the ones that perform, they will extend the contract. So probably there is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, we don't know whether there's permanent jobs in the future. You can't predict the future because KKM also doesn't tell really what is the definite the definite future for the contract workers, and lesser time to think of career pathway and need to think fast and aim for it since medical school, you see, because you have 2 years of housemanship, 2 years of medical officer time, and then probably they re-evaluate you. But if they don't give you another extension of the contract, then you'll be terminated. Then you have to think of something else to do after that. Okay. So however, the grass is always greener on the other side. You have your membership exams, as I've listed. You can join local university as a service medical officer or trainee lecturer via the SLAP program or the SLI program. And you can participate in research in the field of interest, for example, in pediatrics, of course. So you can enrich your CV because now institutions are looking for this. And the last but not least, I would still put it as an option, even though people won't like it. Basically, migrating overseas, you can take the PLAB, the UK exam. But if you have a membership exam, you completed it, you don't have to take the PLAB. IMC in Ireland, basically IMC is quite good. Actually, it recognizes housemanship training in Malaysia, so you can actually apply for a job there. Most of the jobs are contract as well, but like you want to find your rezeki, you can go anywhere around the world. You can go to the US using USMLE, Australian medical exam, or the NZ-REX for New Zealand. Okay, Masters of Medicine in Pediatrics is a 4 years program. Basically, you are there for the whole 4 years doing hospital jobs, full-time clinical work of ward rounds, clinics, and on-calls. You do courseworks, you go to seminars and conferences, radiology conferences, you have brand ward round, you have discussions. That is part of your teaching, okay? And then the last year, you have to submit your thesis or dissertation. In first year, you'll be in general pediatrics or plus minus neonatology. Second year, your general pediatrics plus minus neonatology, plus minus subspecialty rotations. Definitely, you're in third year, you will be in your subspecialty rotation, and fourth year, you'll be in subspecialty rotations and thesis presentation. Bear in mind, when you are in fourth year, you pass your exam and you'll become a registrar. So basically, you will act like a specialist. You do a lot of decision making on your own by the guidance of your specialist, so that it trains you to become a general pediatrician as you qualified, after you qualified. Okay. So if you are from a SLAB or SLI program, SLAB is Scheme Latihan Akademik Bumiputra, and then this is Scheme Latihan Akademik. I forgot what is it now. Sorry, it's fully 4 years in campus, but subject of discretion of HOD. KKM HLP is 2 years in campus and 2 years out campus, or vice versa. What I mean is in campus is that you'll be in, for example, if you're in UM Masters, you'll be in UM Hospital, UMMC for the whole 2 years, and then probably 2 years out campus, probably you'll be in HKL or Hospital Ipoh to work there. Okay. What I mean about subject to discretion of HOD is that usually master students from the SLAP program, some specialty are not inside the hospital itself. So the HOD or the consultant who's in charge of the medical officers can actually assign you to, a hospital which have the specialty that you want. For example, for me, I had a 3 months attachment in pediatric infectious disease under Dr. Tahira in HKL, but the other three and a three-quarter year I was in HUKM the whole time. Okay, so this is the subspecialty rotations. Usually you can request it, but it depends on the department and if your request if entertained, to be honest. Sometimes it's because of, the manpower is not enough. Sometimes you can even go to, depends, if you want to do immunology, you can go to IMR. If you want to do genetics, you can do go to HKL and stuff like that. But it depends on your manpower if at the area if the HOD actually allows you. Okay, there's cardiology, respiratory, gastro, neuro, nephro. It's basically like medicine, but additional in pediatric is developmental, pediatrics, genetics. Yeah, that's about it, and the rest is almost the same as medicine. Emergency, pediatric emergency is something new as well. So the duration is 4 years. You can, the minimum time you can complete is still 4 years. Maximum is 7 years. Theory exam, because it's a new system, you need to pass within 3 years into the program. If not, you're out of the program. But it depends on your boss as well, your HOD or your the one who's actually in charge of the Master of Pediatrics in your university. Clinical exam, after you pass your theory, you need to pass within 2 years after passing your theory exam. If not, you have to repeat your theory. But the total theory plus clinical thesis dissertation, you have to complete within 2 years. If not, you're out of the program. So these are the pictures when I was doing my masters with my friends and my lecturers. This was during a pediatric asthma symposium. And this was during the pediatric research conference. Next to me was our HOD, is our HOD now, Prof. Shah. Sorry, this at the center here is our previous HOD, Prof. Hasnia. My friends, Dr. Farin, Dr. Azza is here as well. And this was one of the happiest day of my life, because I finished my dissertation. It was a struggle for me to actually finish it, but alhamdulillah, I finished it. And one thing that I want to tell you is that you have to have a very good mentor to actually proceed with anything you want in your life. Okay, for example, I have a very good mentor who's Professor Said Zulkifli. He's our consultant pediatrician as well as an epidemiologist. Now at the moment, he's the director of the hospital Pakar Kanak-Kanak in Cheras lah. So when I was in first year, I was really down. I think I wasn't good enough to actually finish my master's program. Then I went to meet him, and then actually he gave me inspiring talks and all. So I thought oh, thank God I have a very good mentor. If not for him, probably I'll quit the program. And then I also said to him that I want to do my MRCPCH as well while doing my doing my masters. And then he did encourage me and said, okay, probably you won't have to tell other lecturers at the moment. Just do your thing and finish it. So alhamdulillah, when I was in second year, I finished my MRCPCH clinical. So it's a blessing to actually have a mentor like him. Okay. So this is our graduation pic. This is Prof. Bilkis with us. She's the only one actually I managed to take a picture during graduation. All is with together. Prof. Bilkis was the one when I joined UiTM, and then Datuk Raja Khuzaya, who was my UiTM HOD that time, called her and asked her whether I can actually enter the master's program, and then she actually accepted me, alhamdulillah. And it was quite difficult to become her student, and she was very, grueling. She's very strict and all, but alhamdulillah, I managed to finish. And then a lot of our lecturers are very garang anyway, but thinking back after I qualified, they're actually very, they mean well to us. It's nothing, they have no ill intention at all towards us. So alhamdulillah, I have this kind of lecturers to actually teach me. Okay, this is graduation, and you're nothing without your parents as well. Alhamdulillah, I have both of my parents actually supporting me from behind. And in December 2019, we actually had like a celebratory dinner of 55 years of MMed UKM, started in 1984. So we had some pictures with our lecturers, and also this is the whole picture of the whole alumni from 1984 to 2019. Okay, so how do you apply for this program? Okay, for example, if you're permanent, you can permanent. First, you have to enter by actually taking an exam. It's a medical exam. It's RM 800 ringgit. It's going. The price is higher. When I was taking it, it was 400 ringgit. And LNPT SKT, I actually asked this from my friend who's working in bahagian perkembangan perubatan. Is 85% and above for 3 years during MOship. And once you're accepted, KKM will actually give you cuti belajar bergaji penuh or separuh gaji or tanpa gaji, depends on them. And hadiah latihan pendidikan HLP, which is a fully paid tuition, or probably only one. Probably there are a few of my friends actually got cuti belajar bergaji penuh, but they don't get hadiah latihan pendidikan. So once you're qualified, you're bounded by KKM for 5 years, or probably if you want to breach the contract, you have to pay 100,000 ringgit. So if your contract, this one's quite difficult. So you have to apply, you have to take the exam MEDEX RM 800 ringgit. Once you're accepted to the postgraduate program, your contract is void because you cannot apply for masters when you have contract, okay? So if you still want to join the master's program, fine, but you need to pay for your own tuition. Basically, it's for UKM. I'm talking about UKM now. It's probably the other university are the same as well. It's 34,580 for 4 years. Okay, and then you just live with on-call claims. To be honest, okay, I don't know whether some people are well off. Probably you can do it. But once you're qualified, you're not bounded under KKM. But still, you need to be gazetted. So you have to decide if you want to gazette somewhere. KKM, your contract is breached. Probably you can gazette in university hospital as well. It depends. Like, that rezeki Allah memang besar. So luas. You can think of that. But for me, I think probably you can gazette in the university hospital that you are doing masters in. But still, I don't know whether you have to negotiate whether they can give you pay or whether you just on-call claims. It depends. You see, okay. And so if you're from a service MO from a university, you still have to take MEDEX. Service usually is just 1 year, then will be absorbed as a trainee lecturer, thus entitled for the same as the slap and slide. But if not, you're still able to apply for masters with salaries, but some allowances are cut off, probably critical allowances, some of them up until 750 to 1,000 ringgit cut off. But you're not entitled for scholarship of 600 per month in slap and slide program. So slap and slide, you take MEDEX. Once accepted, you're given cuti belajar bergaji penuh, fully paid tuition, part of the slap and slide, and then the scholarship whereby you get around 600 per month is part of slap and slide. It's not really like every month you get 600. Sometimes like during odd 3 monthly and then 6 monthly and then another 3 monthly, suddenly you get 3,000 ringgit inside your account. They said you need elang baju, elang buku, whatever, semua like that lah. But it's around 600 ringgit per month, okay, until for the whole 4 years. So once you're qualified, you're bounded by the university for 7 years, or if you breach the contract, it's 150,000 ringgit. Okay, so the next one I will be talking about MRCPCH. You can start attempting after finish med school. I passed my part 1 when I was during my housemanship. So consists of 2 parts and 2 subparts. Part 1 is Foundation of Practice 1A and 1B. It's the same as your MEDEX. It's the same level as your MEDEX. And then part 2, you have Applied Knowledge in Practice or 2A, and it's almost the same as the theory exam when you are in Master's first year or first year until third year that you have to pass, right? And then your clinical or 2B. So this is the price that you have to pay for single paper, and then TAS for single paper is 400. So £400 each. So what I did is actually take the FOP and TAS both paper. When it was my time, it was just £499. Now it's 665. It's actually computerized. You just answer it from the computer. And AKP, Applied Knowledge in Practice, is £765. And this is the MRCPCH clinical prices. So I did it in the United Kingdom. That time it was £699, but in Malaysia is £1,280. You can do it anyway. Some of my friends actually do it in Singapore. Then you get an MMed Singapore qualification. Okay, so the duration is 7 years from your passing of part 1A or 1B. And then you can take part 2A if pass any part 1A or 1B. For example, like some of my friends actually have difficulty to pass 1B. They passed their 1A, so they took their 2A first. Then when they passed 2A, they attempted back 1B. Then they passed, then they can take the clinical, MRCPCH clinical. Okay. So if you plan to join the pediatric training program in the UK, ST4 until you're qualified as a pediatrician, this is from the Royal College website. A maximum of 6 attempts of each exam. I mean 1A 6 times, 1B 6 times, whatever. If a candidate has not passed any one of the theory exam within the last 7 years and still yet to pass MRCPCH clinical, then the candidate will be required to successfully complete the Applied Knowledge in Practice theory examination before they would be eligible to apply for any further attempts at the MRCPCH clinical exam. So it's almost the same as the Masters, because like if you don't pass your clinical within a certain amount of time, probably you've lose touch of the theoretical part of pediatric knowledge, so you have to repeat back your Applied Knowledge in Practice. Okay, so these are the pictures. I feel very frustrated a bit because I didn't take a lot of pictures when I was studying for my MRCPCH. This was the time when we had a program called Mighty. And we learned from a lot of consultants. One of them is Dr. Iqbal, consultant neonatologist in KPJ Damansara. Actually, Dr. Musa invited a lot of heavy duty consultants to teach us. From cardiology, we had Dr. Mazani, we had nephrology, Dr. Selva Kumar was there, we had development, Dr. Juriza was there, even we had Prof. Norlija, infectious disease from UPM, we had a lot Dr. Ahmad from neurology. We were just doing questions and discussing on the theoretical part of MRCPCH for 1A, 1B and 2A as well. And this was the one, a picture when I was going to the UK to take my exam. So, I don't know much people there when I was, when I want to go there. So, because I wanted to meet up with a consultant, Dr. Zainab, consultant neonatologist in King's College. So, I had to stay with in one of the students' houses. I think this one is Azlin. She is actually a King's College medical student, because to be honest, I'm a IKRAM member. So I actually contacted other members of IKRAM, whether any students actually I would like to crash their place to stay so that I can actually, train for my MRCPCH clinical. So I met with Dr. Zainab in King's College. She taught me a bit about neonatal stuff and how to, sometimes they could give you, communication station in neonates, so things like that. So yeah, she's a good sport. She actually, taught a lot, and I feel like, very inspired. And then, yes, I met with Dr. Raja Ismahan Shahani or Dr. Hani. She's a consultant pediatric emergency specialist in Salford Royal. And yeah, I stayed at her house and she taught me communication, history taking, and I didn't see patients there, but I examined on her child that time to, to practice for the exam. And I did my exam in Noah's Ark Children's Hospital. I met with Dr. Fahisham from USM, but I didn't take a picture with him. He was there, so he taught me like some, last minute things on what is common in Cardiff. Like Cardiff, they have nephrology center there. So I thought probably they have nephro cases and a lot of Duchenne there. So yeah, so just actually, freshening up all my knowledges. This is after the exam. I took the exam there. And after that, we went for a drive at Cardiff's Bay, I think. Yep. And I went to Belfast the next year to take my certificate in Titanic Belfast. And yeah, this is me with my parents. So probably you've seen around that there's this pengumuman tawaran kemudahan cuti belajar, and I was interested with this tawaran D, terbuka kepada pegawai perubatan bagi mengikuti kursus parallel pathway dengan HLP. So I thought like, probably they will actually sponsor MRCPCH and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I called the bahagian latihan pendidikan. This is a different thing. This is for cardiothoracic, urology, oncology, and then there's family medicine under Ireland. So this is also for permanent MOs, unfortunately. Okay, so but the rest is basically a lot of subspecialty training, and a lot of the specialists, or most of the specialists, are permanent workers. So we can actually apply this on Monday, on the 14th of September. So gazettement for MRCPCH is 18 months in KKM or university hospitals, and MedPeds for 6 months. So NSR registration is National Specialist Registry. It's MMed for 1 year after completed MMed. So 6 months of gazettement, 6 months of working as a specialist after that. MRCPCH, you need to be trained in the basic specialty at least for 4 years. Then 6 months after completed gazettement. So 18 months plus 6 months. So sometimes people like pass the MRCPCH less than 4 years, right? But KKM won't actually allow, well, NSR, you can't register for NSR, but you still can become a specialist, I think so lah. And then 6 months after completed gazettement, then you can apply for the NSR. NSR is actually important if you want to work in private institution, okay? And actually gazettement is important for those who want to continue working in Malaysia as a specialist lah. But for example, I have some friends actually, after they finish MRCPCH, after they finish master, they didn't do their gazettement here, but they migrated to the UK to work and joined the ST training to become a pediatrician. Okay, so tips to succeed. So usaha, doa dan tawakal, then kejayaan lah. So I always, to be honest, sometimes when I was I'm post-call, when I was in UKM, I'm so tired, I still like drive to IJN to do like short cases with Dr. Mazni and my friends in HKL, because I always thought that every kilometer that I drive, inshallah, Allah will actually bless me for that. Even though probably we'll just do one short case or whatever, but still I learned, And then study groups is very important, especially clinical sebenarnya. When I was doing my master's theory, the PBQ questions was quite difficult, so we did study groups. And do not be ashamed to ask for tutorials from consultants. either from private or public hospitals because what do you call that? I was bugging Dr. Iqbal a lot of time to do like communications with me and all. And I don't know, he's very busy. He was very busy, but still, I did a few sessions with him, like a few short cases with him. And he was the one who actually introduced me to Dr. Zainab and Dr. Hani for me to actually learn from them and go to them to learn a bit before I took my exam in the UK. And Alhamdulillah, I passed on first attempt. And networking, regardless of which institution your new friends are from. Well, I don't know. Like when I was in UKM, and then I just happened to find a friend who's doing MRCPCH clinical in the UK. So I just practice with her. I just came to know her, and then until now we become friends as well. She's working now in the UK, in Leicester. So sharing is caring, and then even your communication station, you can actually do it from Skype. Well, when we were doing MRCPCH clinicals and also the master's clinical, we just do it from Skype, communication and observe long case or history taking or management planning. So, and then practice, if you're doing clinical, you have to do, your theory, you have to practice question daily. If you subscribe past test or what do you call that, another one examination, you have to do 50 questions per day. And clinical, tell yourself that you have to do at least one case per day of long case, whatever, short case or communications or viva. Okay, so the only thing holding you back from success is only you. Okay, any questions? Thank you very much. And any questions?
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Diana, for the holistic presentation. A lot of new information, I must say, for many of us. Now, we already have a few questions that we will go through. So the first question, is it hard for housemen nowadays to take the paper? As we are contract basis, so we cannot do master. As I am are in different postings, so it was hard to study PEDS.
Okay, so Shakira, thank you for your question. Okay, I did my housemanship. My first posting was pediatrics, and for me, to be honest, I don't know whether my previous MO is watching this or not. It was a living hell for me, but I still want to do pediatrics. Okay, and I started my studying when I was in that first posting. But I took the exam when I was in orthopedics. Orthopedics was my fifth posting. Okay. And well, you have to do it after you finish and then you come back from work. I was also tired. I still open up my past test, just do my questions, whatever, just do. If you don't do, then you won't, really learn. Okay, for me, I'm not a person who actually read books. I do questions a lot. Do questions, and then after, like sometimes when you're wrong, they will give you explanation from past tests. Okay, you're wrong because of this. And then if the if the explanation is not enough for you, then you open up your book, whatever, your Nelson your whichever book, your past test book for the explanation. Okay. For me, to pass the exam in your theory is doing a lot of questions. If you just read, then you read you tidur. You read you tidur. It's not the way to study it. Okay? And the exam memang expensive. You have to simpan duit. Like I simpan duit lah. That's why I took the exam. Okay? Alright.
So thank you very much. So I'm going to the second question by Asha Mahiran. Resources or online sites or books that doctor can recommend for MRCPCH, and how did doctor manage to do MRCP Part 1 during houseman?
Okay, that one is the question to
money to take the paper.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to do it after office hour, and when you're free, for example, to be honest, like orthopedic is quite free. So I was always on the phone doing my MRCPCH. I did that one time JKN came and did rounds and then said, oh, houseman was using the phone. I'm actually not using the phone while I'm working because we were finished with rounds and whatever semua kan. So I was doing my past test actually. But don't be too obvious. Probably you have to do it somewhere else inside and then study, or probably go to the library, whatever. Okay. And then what was the first question tu tadi?
Any recommended books or online
Okay.
sources?
So PastTest is very good. You go to www.pasttest.com or .co.uk. So there are books you can buy from Kamal. There's a lot of books in Kamal. And PastTest, there's a website to actually subscribe for the exam, and also one examination is also good as well. It's a BMJ. So how do I have time? You have to find time, Aisha Maheran, because if you want to do something, you have to find time for it. Like I'm not that free. You see, a houseman, very busy. I was very tired and busy, but I know what I want that time, so I really have to strive for it. And so that's it lah. May I know why did you decide to do both MMed Paed and MRCPCH? Okay, this is an interesting story. Probably won't finish if I don't summarize it. Okay, when I was in Langkawi, then I transferred to HKL and I was doing unitology there. And I already had my 2A that time. And then I think like some specialists are very welcoming towards me, even though they know I'm from a district hospital. I have my 2A. And then there are some specialists actually saying like, dah ada 2A pun tak tahu benda ni. Like sometimes they have condescending comments towards you. And then it actually causes you to have like some inferiority complex. And then I thought like, probably I should do masters kan, because like I don't have experience and stuff like that kan. So it was my own inferiority complex lah. But even though I didn't have the inferiority complex that time, I would still thinking back, I won't I never menyesal lah taking both. Because MMed, the program is structured. You have like the subspecialty that you want, and then you are trained in different subspecialty, and your lecturers actually teach you properly how to take history, properly how to examine, properly how to manage with guidelines and all. It's not that I'm saying KKM doctors don't do that, but sometimes I think MMed is good lah if you have the opportunity to take it. If you don't,
we
then
can say the benefit of a master is having a mentor or tutor from the structured program itself to guide you.
You have a mentor, but in MRCPCH, if you don't have a mentor, then you find your own mentor. You just say, okay, for example, okay, doctor, whatever, can you be my mentor for the exam? Can you teach me whatever semua? You kena muka tebal and tak malu jugalah, because you are begging people for knowledge, right? And some people, and a lot of people are actually very willing to help you, okay?
Okay. So the next question. Oh, okay. Can I go to the next question from Steve Seong?
Okay.
Do we need to pay for our MRCPCH membership annually once we pass our clinical?
Okay, so this one, you have an annual fee for MRCPCH. Okay, so it's around how many? I paid almost 1,000 ringgit lah, 299 pounds or something like that. Okay, but for me, I'm from UITM kan. UITM actually, when we pay, then they will pay us back lah. We can redeem it. KKM, I'm not sure. Tapi katakanlah, Steve, if later on you want to take FRCPCH ka, then they will see whether you paid annually, satu. If you want to work in the UK, then you want to apply for your GMC, whatever, then you have to verify your postgraduate qualification. They will see whether you paid annually or not. But if you want to work in Malaysia, probably you don't need to pay lah, kan? To be honest, yes. Okay.
So, all right. The next question. Hi, doctor, from Jenny School. How long have you prepared to sit for part 1?
Okay, so for part 1, actually I was a bit delayed lah. As I said, I even bought my books during my first posting in pediatrics. I bought past test books, but I was, like on the roll when I was in medical and going to orthopedics. It takes me probably around 2 months, 3 months, probably 4 months, I think, and then orthopedic 4 months. When you actually pay for your MRCPCH part 1 and then you subscribe for your past test, then like once you pay, baru you semangat nak belajar kan. You pay for the exam, you pay for the subscription. So that's how long I actually prepared.
Okay. From the same person as well, from Jenny School, she also asked, in order to sit for the clinical exam of MRCPCH, is it compulsory to stay at the tertiary hospital and get the signature from the HOD?
Okay, so, well, I'm not sure in terms of contract. I'm just telling you what I know when we were there. Okay, ada juga my friends actually take the clinical exam MRCPCH in a district hospital. Okay, but you can ask for your HOD in your district hospital before you take your 2B. You macam be attached to a specialty that is not available there in your hospital lah. Katakan it's not district pun, but dia ada general pediatrics je. Okay, ask for pediatric neurology attachment in HKL, pediatric rheumatology in Selayang for a few months, 1 month, okay, just to see patients kan. Okay, and because I don't think they will let you go from that hospital kan, but if it's good if you're in a tertiary hospital, you get a lot of subspecialty, you can rotate lah. Okay, alright.
Okay, there's a question from Amira Shahira Azman. Can the theory exam questions be repeated from past tests? I think it means that MRCPCH ni guna bank question banks ke?
Oh, okay. As I remember when I was doing my part 1A and 1B, 1A probably around 20% adalah macam lebih kurang lah the questions, right? But 1B less than 5% is available in past tests. So
luck juga lah, like rezeki lah.
Yeah, that's why 1B is quite difficult to pass. But if you know the gist, you know the basic of it, the principle of it, then you can answer the exam.
Okay. There's a question from Azwin binti Dimyati. She said, "Hi doctor, how do we study for MEDEX?"
Okay, so study for MEDEX because at that time, to be honest, MEDEX is a lot easier than MRCPCH part 1A and 1B. So I passed my MRCPCH as well, but you need to re-study what you study in MRCPCH lah. But you have to emphasize on Malaysian punya diseases as well, because UK won't ask about dengue, won't ask about leptospirosis, tropical diseases. The rest is almost the same. Okay.
Okay. Ada soalan yang berkaitan juga dengan MEDEX from Raja Nur Shamim. She says, if say I took MEDEX, I didn't get the chance to be permanent MO after finish the contract, will there still a chance to apply MO-ship in uni hospital before master?
Okay, alright. So, okay, Raja Nur Shamim, actually, if you take your MEDEX is, if you pass, it's valid for 2 years. Kalau you don't join masters within that 2 years, then you have to repeat your MEDEX satu. Okay. There's always a chance to apply in university hospital. You can even apply, you have to apply after your housemanship lah. But I think now university pun quite strict. They want like at least 1 year of experience after you become an MO, right, Kamil? I'm not sure UPM lah, but I think UPM lah, because ada one of my MO lah said she applied. They want at least 1 year of pediatric experience before you apply. But you can try. When I applied for university UiTM, that was the time when I applied in Langkawi, because I was frustrated. I was in medical in Langkawi. I didn't get Paed, so I just applied lah UiTM lah, USIM lah. USIM I applied, but they didn't call me. They called me after I joined masters already. UiTM called me just nicely lah. So you always have a chance to apply in this hospital. Okay.
There's another question from Janani Vita Guru. She said, hi doctor, as a contract houseman or MO, there's a requirement of minimum years working experience in PEDS department to qualify or complete MRCPCH. If we are terminated from KKM, how do we fulfill that criteria of working experience if we can't work in KKM anymore? So I say it's about the same lah kan yang apply
Janani, okay. So that is the dilemma. Okay. For example, if you pass your MRCPCH Part 1A, 1B, 2A when you finish your housemanship, fine. If you take your 2B pun and then you pass in what do you call that? First year your MO of your MO ship, and then you have your contract right for 2 years. So you are still not fulfilling 4 years of pediatric experience, kan? And then you just, one thing is, KKM is not telling you whether they want to extend your contract or not. But Adham Baba did say if you actually, perform, then probably they'll extend you your contract. Another one is after you pass your MRCPCH, probably you can apply in a university hospital. That is one lah. Okay. Another one, to be honest, is you have to go to overseas lah to migrate and work. What to do? Because you would want to become a specialist. Like you want to become something else, like a GP ke apa ke. Then you can do something else. But if you want to become a pediatrician, I think that's the only way. And another way is if you want to still setia kepada KKM, you just pray that you will be extended in your contract. Okay?
Okay, next question, Dr. Dana, from Chin Pei Xin, sorry. Hi, Dr. May I know, is there any study groups available or any tips for having a group for preparing MRCPCH?
Okay, study groups is among you guys. And then you do have sometimes, you cari kat Facebook je, memang banyak sangat like MRCPCH preparation. So you just join those groups. Okay. And as I say, for your theory, probably you can learn by yourself, but your clinical, you have to have a study group, at least a partner. So your partner, when you do clinical kan, you have to do short cases and all, you have to have a partner, at least one partner. Kalau ramai boleh lah, tapi ramai nanti orang tak datang, nanti you kecewa. You have to have a partner. Regardless lah, katakan you from HKL, you from UKM, then you know what kind of cases in UKM, then you can go, aku ada case ni semua, okay, pergi sana. Then HKL ada case ni, okay, pergi sana, macam tu. That's how you learn.
A question from Ms. Chin Sweti. She said, for master program, are we allowed to choose the particular uni that we want?
You can. You can. You can actually list it down. But if katakan the university is very congested, already a lot of people applying for that university. It depends on your MEDEX result exam. So katakanlah, usually UM is the most lah people ask. So they katakan UM 20 orang apply tapi ada 14 tempat je. So they will choose like the highest 14 highest marks in MEDEX. Okay.
Alright. Question from Tilaga Elancharan. She asked, what is your suggestion for contract MO, MRCPCH or master's program?
Okay. I suggest, if you are very loyal to KKM, then probably for me to be realistic, is still MRCPCH, okay? Because once you join the master's program, your contract will be void, okay? So you will have a financial constraint if contract is void. So you do the MRCPCH, then you complete it within that 2 years of your contract. And you apply early for, extension of your contract. But if they won't allow you to extend your contract, the next strategy is to apply university hospital and apply university hospital early. When you apply, it takes around 6 months for them to reply back. So you apply early. So you have an exit strategy so that you know, tiba-tiba takkanlah you nak menganggur kan. Bagilah ada gaji overlap, right? So that is another way. Another way is migration to another place. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
When you start thinking about taking paper, even my first posting lah, but I ended up taking during 5th posting. But I do know there are some housemen actually even past there. One of my friend actually passed her 2A when she finished her housemanship. And then she went to HKL and she took her 2B there lah after a few years, you know, going into the clinical training there. Yes, as Dr. Iba said, start your MRCPCH as soon as you can. Okay.
I think there are a few other questions, but has already been covered in the lecture. As we're already reaching 10 o'clock, so I think those who maybe feel that their questions are still unanswered can refer back to the recording in the Facebook Live. Okay, so I think, is there anything else that you would like to mention, Dr. Diana?
Yeah, so to be honest, if you want to be a pediatrician, in this era of, you know, uncertainty of contract, permanent, whatever semua, just take your MRCPCH. Because when you pay, you subscribe, then you semangat nak belajar. Then when you pass, regardless what people say lah, probably it was my fault having this inferiority complex of, you know, tahu tu A tapi tak tahu apa. Because you punya niat actually untuk to learn. It's not like wanting to boast to people that you pass your exam early. Now is not the time to actually, kalau your MO ke, your specialist kata, laju sangat you ambil exam, you tak ada clinical experience. You don't have time for this because you just have 2 years of contract. Yang definitely you have 2 years of contract. You're not sure your contract will be extended or not. So you are racing with time. Right, betul tak? You are racing with time. So you have to pass your exam as soon as possible. Then clinical experience is along the way. Okay? So that is my advice. Okay?
So great. Thank you very much. Again, I would like to thank our lovely speaker for sparing her time and energy to be with us here tonight and did this precious sharing. May Allah bless you, Dr. Diana. So now we need to make some important announcements. We from Heart webinar team has already planned our next career pathway sharing sessions, such as pathway for FMS, ONG, medical and sports medicine. And this can be referred from the schedule in the Heart Facebook page. There will also be a special edition sharing session for the school or college student on the 16th of September during the Hari Malaysia public holiday, with the title Adakah saya sesuai menjadi seorang doktor? So again, thank you for participating into this webinar. Please do spare some time to fill in the feedback form at the comment section in our Facebook page. We hope to see you again next time, inshallah. Assalamualaikum and good night.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you. Bye.